Did you have a sexual experience with a ghost?
I haven't, but I'm considered an international expert in spectrophilia.
I saw that on your YouTube.
Yeah.
On your YouTube, she did a show about how you were like, when they say I love you, they mean forever.
Forever. Yeah. You have to be careful. That's why as a rule, when we get married, we say till death do us apart, or as long as we both shall love, or as long as we both shall live. Because otherwise you're setting up all this karmic stuff, not necessarily ghosty stuff, but you're setting up all this karmic stuff.
There's like many people who have had sex with
Many. I'm working on this thing now I can't talk about, but it's sad.
Exciting.
I mean, because just like real sex, there's good and there's bad. There's consensual and not, and you don't like the bad and you don't like the non-consensual. But sadly, in our like modern Western society, ghosts are weird enough to talk about, and sex in our prudish Western, all of a sudden, but sadly, all these people have it. And now they think, am I possessed? Am I of the demon? Am I just crazy? And no, you're not. It's been around forever. Every culture has written about it, whether it's the heavenly being comes down and mates, it's the hero story. It's always been around. Why? If you believe in ghosts, if you don't believe in ghosts, if you do believe in ghosts, and okay, grandma came and you held her hand as she passed, she came to you. Why all of a sudden with sex, which is such an integral part of the human experience, be off the table all of a sudden? Yeah. Oh, but we don't do that, you know?
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But I also think about that when they're like, don't worry, they're always with you. I'm like, always with me? Like when I'm hooking up with my man, grandpa here.
Usually, unless they're perverts, no. You know,
right?
they know to leave you alone. Yeah, they dip out.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
Pervert ghosts just checking you.
But is it real also that, I believe everything you say now. So is it real also when a loved one passes and you see them in a dream immediately after or very close after? Yeah. That's real.
That's real. And it usually is right away. See, there's a 40-day thing. I won't contact somebody for 40 days. That's a transition period, but they almost always come to us in those first few weeks or so. I'm okay. My dad did it to me. And it's one of those, was that a dream or wasn't a dream? As soon as you don't know if it's a dream or not, that means it was them. But
we both had that with Grandpa Pepe.
Yeah.
Pepe, yeah.
Pepe.
Yeah, but it is. When somebody passes, I say do a dumb supper in 40 days. Dumb isn't silent, not isn't stupid.
Okay.
And it's the most magical thing. It's actually astrological. It's a planet from here to there, but it's also biblical. Lent is 40 days. Moses was lost for 40 days. Jesus 40 days. Noah 40 days. It's from here to there. So when somebody passes until they're to the other side, you don't contact them, but they can contact you. But then at 40 days, have a dinner for them. It's done everywhere but here, not in the US. It's done in a lot of cultures, even Christian cultures. You have whatever you want, fancy, but you have to do it backwards. You start with dessert. It's really fun. And then you have your main course, and then you end in your super salad course, because the other side is reversed. It's reversed image, like mirror image. So they go, oh, this is my dinner.
Oh,
it's
the upside down.
Yeah, it's that. So you do it backwards. You could set a place for them or a glass for them. You could talk about them, the good, the bad. Like, we miss you. This was fun when we did this. Just like they're there, because they will be there. And then, and everybody goes silent for just a few minutes. Some people do the whole dinner silent. I think it's better just a few minutes. And they'll communicate with each person to your own comfort level and your own ability. And then you talk again. And at the end, the most important part is at the end of the dinner. So 40 days or 40 years, anytime after, you say goodbye to their fleshly body, because this is the one thing we can't keep. This little meat suit, because this gets cremated or buried or worms, and we hold on. We don't, and that's for mourning. We want to let them go, because we have cords, and we always talk about cut the cords, no strings attached. We have heart to heart cords. Oh, love and hate and everything for all the same people we have. When somebody passes, that has to be cut. It has to now be a third eye cord. So they're your spirit grandpa, not your deceased grandpa. You can have that relationship, and you'll be able to have a better relationship. It frees them to go off, and they're okay now. I can go be spirit grandpa, spirit dad, spirit.
Cool.
Yeah. It's
so
so magic.
Spirit Ryan, bro.
Spirit Ryan. I swear I used my third eye the other day in a meditation.
Good.
I feel like I've used it a couple of times, right? Or I'm like, do I really know my room that well? You know what I'm saying? Because I was meditating on the bed, and I felt like I was using it, and I was floating, and I was looking around, and then I looked at the clock, and I was like, oh, it says 4:41. And then I opened my eyes a little bit, and it was 4:41, and I was like, oh my God.
See?
You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
I was like, oh my God, I'm using my third eye.
No, you're an artist. Artists use,
creative as fuck.
you're creative as fuck. So that is your right brain. That is where you can see spirits. Our left logical brain is what keeps us from seeing spirits. You have to be willing to let that go just for a few minutes and dance over here like little kids do, like your son does.
Yes.
And that's how you open it up. You have to go, I'm going to put logic aside right now. Fairies go, I'm going to put logic aside. And then the sight opens up. Eventually you learn to dance between so you can decipher and you can communicate and do all that stuff. But you have to shut down that logical left. If you go, wow, that's my tall uncle standing in the corner, and you go, oh, that doesn't make sense. You just shut it down. Just say yes. Just say yes. If you want to analyze it in 3 hours. Yeah, it'll happen more. Just say, I think that's uncle. And if in 3 hours you go, oh, no, that was just indigestion, that's fine. But the more you just say yes, you'll develop to let that. It's just like going to the gym.
Because I think I'm psychic too.
I think you are.
Because
everyone keeps telling her that.
Because I predict a lot of shit.
Yeah.
And I also I had this crazy moment when I was a young songwriter out here back when there was taxi cabs back in my day. And I was in a cab and I was just like staring outside, and I literally saw myself in the moment of winning a Grammy. And I never thought I would win a Grammy. But I saw exactly how it would feel and how it would look, and I got all excited. It was the same exact thing.
Oh.
I wasn't even signed at the time, and I had no idea that All About the Bass would be my song.
What do I need to manifest?
Bitch, it just like popped up on a random cab going to a songwriting session.
And you can so you were probably seeing a future, and then you manifest it, and it felt good. And I just taught a manifest class last night. When you have to see it, you have to smell it, you have to taste it, and exactly what you did. And you could manifest anything.
And it was like blurry too, because I was crying so hard when I won. I was like, that's why too. When I won, I'm like did see this, you know? I was like,
that's
holy shit!
And we manifest all the time.
Guys, am I in a cab right now? I don't know.
I was like, am I dead? You know?